Hello and welcome to Babo the podcast. I'm Mathilde and I'm here to break the silence on vaginismus and vulvodynia. Despite affecting 1 in 5 women, these conditions remain taboo, leaving countless women to navigate their journey alone and often unsuccessfully. My own journey with vulvodynia and vaginismus was in many ways like this, alone and unsuccessful. But through determination and some luck, I've been fortunate to come across experts, treatments, and information that changed everything. And now I'm sharing this with you. Whether you're on this path yourself or supporting someone who is, I'm absolutely thrilled that you're joining us. As this year comes to a close, I wanted to record a short episode, partly to reflect and mostly to say thank you. This podcast started as a very personal project, and over the past year, it's slowly become something bigger than just me. So before anything else, I really wanted to say how deeply grateful I am to everyone who's listened, shared an episode, sent me a message, or simply taken the time to be here. So to everyone listening, a huge thank you. And to every guest who's come on the podcast and share their knowledge, their research, or their personal story, thank you for trusting me and for contributing to these conversations. It genuinely means more to me than I can put into words when people reach out. I love connecting with people through this podcast, and every message reminds me why this work matters. So looking ahead to the new year, I also wanted to share that I'll be making a few changes. I'm planning to post more frequently and to continue developing the podcast in a way that really serves the people listening. So I want to say this very clearly that your feedback, your questions, and your episode suggestions really do shape what this becomes. So if there's something you want covered, something you're curious about, or something you feel is missing, please reach out. I read everything and it truly matters to me. And one thing I also want to name, because I know so many of you feel this, is just how lonely it can be to live with conditions like vaginismus or vulvodynia. And I've been there myself. There were periods where I felt completely stuck, where I genuinely believed things were never going to get better. It truly felt hopeless at times. And while I'm not fully healed today, I am in a very different place. I experience significantly less pain now, and that shift alone once felt unimaginable. So I share that not as a neat success story, but because I know how important it is to hear that change can happen, even if it's slow and even if it's non-linear. And when I was really in the depths of dealing with this, one of the most impactful things for me was discovering the vulvodynia and vaginismus subreddits. I was honestly blown away by how kind and supportive and engaging people were. These were total strangers showing up for each other with so much empathy and generosity. And at one point, I even initiated a group call, and I still think about that experience. It was really special, really lovely, just being able to speak openly out loud with other people who truly understood what I was going through. That moment really stayed with me, and in many ways, it planted the seed for this podcast. So I just wanted to say that if you ever feel like talking, I am so open to that. You can reach out to me and we can just have a chat. No fixing, no pressure, just connection. And I also wanted to share a reflection from behind the scenes. So recently, while editing one of the episodes, I was fact checking a few things that had been said. I always do that before posting. And there was one anatomical statement made by a medical professional that didn't sit right with me. It felt contradictory to what I'd heard from other experts. So I went back and checked it more thoroughly, and it turned out to be based on an outdated belief about female anatomy. And just to be clear, there were no bad intentions. This was not intentional misinformation whatsoever, but it stayed with me because it highlighted just how common outdated information still is when it comes to women's bodies, and how important it is that we keep questioning, updating, and challenging what we think we know. And this episode also reminded me of a book club conversation that I was part of for the brilliant book called Becoming Cliterate by Laurie Mintz, which speaks about the pleasure gap between men and women. I can highly recommend that book, by the way. But the author was there, Laurie Mintz, and she spoke about how difficult it was for her to actually find accurate, consistent information on female anatomy. And when she was researching the book, she started to doubt herself and her abilities as a result of it, because it was just hard to pinpoint accurate information. But actually, it was just symptomatic of how lagging and under-prioritized this field is. So because of that, I want to actively encourage you, if you ever hear something on this podcast or see something on our socials that doesn't feel right to you, that seems outdated, or that just rubs you the wrong way, please let me know. I genuinely want to hear it. I want to take it on board, and I want this platform to remain accountable and grounded in the best information that we have available. With that said, I also want to say a few words about the broader approach of this podcast. I really believe in sharing a wide range of voices and perspectives, both from highly medical and scientific approaches to more holistic or alternative ones, because I truly believe that we have the right to know what options exist so that we can make informed decisions for ourselves. And I think what I've come to find is that the right information will reach you at the right point. So sometimes we're not susceptible to hearing something. So I want to bring a broad range of disciplines and approaches to this platform. I know that that approach can ruffle feathers, but I truly believe that bringing multiple perspectives into the conversation is necessary, especially in an area that is so under-researched, under-prioritized, and under-discussed. So if you ever disagree with something that's shared here, I welcome that discussion. I really do believe that the only way forward is to keep talking, questioning, and learning together. So, as we move into a new year, I just want to say thank you again for listening, for trusting this space, and for being part of these conversations.